What's up, guys? It is Austin from The Normal Investor here, bringing you a weekly update video as far as the market goes. Please consider giving me a subscribe or like if you find any of this helpful or you want to see more. Also, please do your own due diligence and do not follow any of my trades blindly. Please do the research yourself and make sure this is going to fit your trading style. All right, guys, I'm going to jump right into it, and we're looking at the SPY. As always, I like to look at ETFs that track the market first before getting into any trade, because you want to make sure that the market is behind you as well. So the SPY tracks the S&P 500, and as I said, this weekend, Monday, I expected a sell-off just because of this rally we had Thursday and Friday. It was a little overextended on the RSI, and we were approaching a resistance of the past. So I expected a sell-off Monday morning, which we had, and we had a little bit of a rally the rest of the day, but not quite enough to make up for it. But to me, it looks like we're going to be retesting that 418 level, which I'm hoping that it breaks. And if not, if we get some bad news, we could very well come back to this 408 level. But in my opinion, I think we go back to retest it and hopefully break that level. And skipping over to the QQQ, which is a ETF that tracks the NASDAQ, same thing. We had a great rally Thursday and Friday. And today, like I said, we were a little overextended. We had a quick sell-off and a recovery. One thing I've noticed on the QQQ, which makes me a little bit more bullish, and it is on the SPY as well, but on both of them, we have a inverse head and shoulders. And let me get a drawing that'll help me show you this a little bit. We got your two shoulders right here, and we have the head. And the neckline right here, if we can break this of about 326, we could very well be breaking out of this channel completely. And we do have that as well on the SPY. Let me show you. It's not as definitive, I think, as QQQ, but we got your neckline here, and we have the head here. So again, if we could break this 417 on here in that 418 level, we could be going back to all-time highs. But do your research on the inverse head and shoulders, but it's a pretty bullish pattern. And I'm excited about it. It's the overall market. I think as long as we don't get any bad news in the next couple of days, if we don't bounce off those two resistances, I could see us going a lot higher. So next up, let's get into these stocks. And before I get into any new stocks, guys, I want to touch base on some of the picks I had in last video. First one, I have RID, which is Lordstown Motor, and it had earnings this Monday. And as I said, we could see a potential run-up on good numbers, or just a run-up just because it's earnings, which we normally do see. And we opened up Monday around 712, and we rallied all the way up to 895 at the high, and even in after hours we're holding 828. So we had great potential there, and one reason I included that in the last video is just how beat down we were. Look at that. At peaks of $31 all the way to 642 as a low, but the stock is very beaten down. And this earnings had a great opportunity, maybe even have a little squeeze on the short. So we rallied all the way up to $8.95, and you had a potential for a quick dollar move on an $8 stock. So we are up 14% today, almost 15%. So a great stock. I wish I'd have got into it, but pick from last video. Next up, we have Huya, which I mentioned in last video, and we were down a little bit for the day. But tomorrow we have earnings before the market opens, so be watching this stock. If it has good numbers, you could see it have a big jump tomorrow, and if you could get into it at the beginning of the morning before everyone else does, it could be a great trade. One of my other picks from last videos, guys, would be Dash, which is DoorDash. I believe that we had a resistance that we've peaked out the last couple of times, a falling resistance, and we had earnings, and we quickly climbed to touched it, and I told y'all in last video we probably are going to see a sell-off, and sure enough we did. The stock was down 5% today, and man, I wish I put puts like I said to last video, but I honestly didn't notice it today, so I should have put it on my watch list and watched it a little bit more carefully. But yes, Monday morning we opened around the 140 point and we ended up closing around 134. So about a $7 move you could have capitalized. So be watching that. But I think the sell-off could be done. We might have missed the move. All right, guys, and I'm going to hammer this in every video, but AMD, again, it's just too pretty to pass up on this. We hit a bottom here, 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 here. We've hit support 4 times and bounced off of it. Let me zoom into the 1 day, 1 minute, but we're still right above it. Guys, this is a good opportunity for a great long-term growth company. So personally, I'm buying some shares. I'm just going to keep throwing this out there every video until we blast off, but I don't think we're going to be in the low 70s for long. So guys, now I'm going to jump into my new stocks that I'm looking at. First one is going to be CMCSA, which is Comcast, and I'm going to bring up the live news feed first just to show you why I'm looking at that. But if you did not know, Discovery and AT&T closed a deal today. AT&T is looking to get into the streaming business, and as you know, Comcast is pretty big in that industry. And no bad news on Comcast, besides getting a possible new competitor, but we had a pretty big overreaction. Wasn't crazy, but we were down about 5% on a stock that relatively doesn't move too crazily. But one reason that I did actually get into this today, and let me zoom out, I'm a little far zoomed in. This is the 180-day chart, and this is the 180-day moving average. Look at this quick drop all the way down to the average, and I'm looking for a quick bounce off of this, and I've actually bought a call at the end of the day. So I could be wrong. If I drop below this 180-day moving average and we hold below it, I'll get out of that and take a small loss. But personally, I see us bouncing off of that just because I do think this is overreaction. Nothing really bad happened to the company besides just having a little bit bigger competitor. So watch out for this. I personally see a bounce in the future. Next one, and you've all heard of this one, it's Tesla, and I know it's going to sound like beating a dead horse, but because I'm sure you hear it from every YouTuber or just your friends on the side of the road, everyone know what Tesla is. But I just wanted to show you this chart. We've hit this support 3 times now, here, here, and here, and we're not quite to that mid 550s range. But guys, we're really getting into really good territory on Tesla. And yes, some people is going to say it's still way more expensive than it should be. But the truth is, guys, Tesla is not going anywhere. EVs aren't going anywhere. And Tesla is more than just an EV company. So, and I personally believe Tesla to be going over 1,000 in the future. We got pretty close to it a while back, but 550, which we're at 570, but we were at 550 earlier in the day. So right now, this could be one of your last times to get Tesla at this discount. And so if you have some spare change, this might be something that you want to throw a little bit of money into. But it's definitely, in my opinion, a very undervalued stock right now. And you might not get this opportunity ever again. SPOT, which is Spotify. Most of you probably use it to listen to your music. But I got the 1-year chart pulled up, and as you can see, we're at a long-term support of right here. We're at around 223 area, and we hit that all the way back in September of last year. And if we pull up the 5-day, 5-minute, we are closed right above it today. And as you can see, we kind of followed all day, but we are above it. And even if we do go back below it, which I wouldn't be too excited if it did, we're at a very good discount here. So keep this on your radar. If not, go ahead and buy some. I am probably going to pull the trigger on this one here soon. My next play is SRAC, which, if you don't know, is a space company that looks to send people to space as kind of a trip in the future. It's still a SPAC, but it's merging with a company called Momentous. And let me zoom out a little bit. But this is the 180-day chart, and as you can see, we've just been beat down on this growth stock kind of bubble or sell-off. And let me zoom in. Our low back here 1024. We bounced off of this last Monday, and 2 Mondays ago, and we rallied all the way back up to around 13.7 at the peaks, and we've dropped down again, and looks like we're trying to bounce off that support. So I'm looking for a rally back to about that 1245 range. Maybe we break it and go higher, or maybe we bounce below it, but I'm looking for that $1 to $1.50 move back up to that 180-day moving average, and that looks to be where I would want to take profit at if I'm going to jump into this trade. But it's something that even if you're not looking to a quick trade, this could be a long-term hold. So keep watching this one. If not, take the trade. Now to get into my big one of the video, and I had to switch over to TradingView because, as you know, Bitcoin is not on Thinkorswim. It's not on a lot of brokers. The only one it's really on is Robinhood, and it's not really a true Bitcoin if you know much about that. But I got TradingView pulled up, and as you can see, Bitcoin has had a pretty significant pullback at this point. At highs of around 64,000. We're all the way down to 43,000, and what I'm looking for right now is maybe a pullback to 40,000. If you're bullish on Bitcoin, we're starting to get to the point where we need to be looking for some opportunities for futures. In my opinion, we did need a pullback because it was looking, cryptos in general are pretty overextended right now. But this is the pullback I've personally been waiting on, and I'm looking for to get around 40,000. And that's where I'm looking to maybe start, not necessarily buying Bitcoin, but looking at some stocks and stuff that track it, which I'm about to show you some stuff. But I'm personally bullish at the long term of Bitcoin, and there's some great opportunities that could arise from this. So again, watch that 40,000 level. We're at 43 currently, and that would be our next support. But 43,000 is getting pretty low, so you could start averaging in at this point on some of the next things I'm going to show you. All right, guys, first stock we could use to capitalize on this Bitcoin sell-off would be GBTC. And what that is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And it kind of tracks Bitcoin price, but just know if Bitcoin goes up, it's going to follow, and if Bitcoin goes down. It doesn't track it perfectly, but it gets kind of close. But as of right now, as you see, we had a high at 58.22 at one point, and we're down to 35.49. And I would only use this if you don't want to download Coinbase or one of the other platforms that you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies on and transfer them. If you want to keep it all in the same account, or you're worried about transferring your money, this would be one that you could buy into. But it's down a little bit. That's personally not one of my bullish stocks, but as of right now, just looking at the graph, I would say we're actually at a pretty good support right here, kind of around that 33.86 level. Let me zoom in on the 1 minute chart. Yeah, we are actually just bounced off of it. Looks pretty great. That might be something I would look into getting into, but this could be where you want to park your money for a little bit. But personally, I think there's better options. I just wanted to show you that one. And last up, we got Riot, and I know you guys are tired of hearing it, but I'm extremely bullish on this one, and I'm looking for a great opportunity if Bitcoin gets down to that $40,000 range. It's not at the best technical spot right now, but I'm looking, like I said, for Bitcoin to pull back to 40,000. So I'm looking we're at around $24 right now. I'm looking for low 20s if we get to that $40,000 area, if not the $18 area. So what Riot does is they're a Bitcoin mining company. So the higher the Bitcoin price is, the more money they make as revenue as far as mining Bitcoin. So if you're bullish on Bitcoin in the long run, this is a great stock to get into, because the higher it goes, the more money they're going to make. So as I said, if we get to that $20 area, I'm looking to start averaging in. If we get into that $18 area, I'm looking to load the boat. And as you see, we hit a high of 84.49 a while back. I'm not saying we get there in the short term, but I could easily see us climbing back into the $30 area if Bitcoin returns to that mid $50 to the $50,000 to that $60,000 area. So watch this stock, and if you're like me and you're bullish on Bitcoin, this is something to really consider parking some money here, because this thing moves fast, and if Bitcoin gets that snap back, you could make some profit on this one. Alright guys, and that's it for the video today. Please give me a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video and found it helpful or educational. Just keep in mind, again, these are my opinions. Please make sure to do your own due diligence on any trade you make, and don't just blindly follow what I say might happen, because believe me, I've been wrong in the past. So I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's day, and I hope we make some money this week. Have a good one. Bye.